In this lesson, we're going to look at the properties of logarithms. So I want you to go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to take your notes here and write down the product property, quotient property, and power property of logarithms. Okay, in this very first video, we're going to just focus on the product property. And the product property states that if you are taking the logarithm of two things that are being multiplied, you can expand that into two logarithms through addition. So let's take a look at an example. Here we have two things being multiplied, and we're taking the common log of both of them. So we're going to go ahead and use this product property right here to separate it out and expand our logarithm into an addition. So we're going to take our common log of 4, and we're going to add to it our common log of x. And that's all we're doing. If it's being multiplied inside of our logarithm, then we're going to separate it out into addition, into separate logarithms being added together. All right, so let's go ahead and expand this logarithm. We see now that we have three things being multiplied, so let's go ahead and separate out the very first multiplication. We're going to separate that out into the common log of x plus the common log of y times z. Now we notice again that here we have nothing else inside the logarithm. We're done with this logarithm, but here we have another multiplication being done. So we can continue expanding our logarithm to the log of x, and now we have the log of y plus the common log of z. All right, so our last example here, we have two things being multiplied, x times this quantity. All right, and this quantity, it's a binomial. This quantity can't be separated out. So let's go ahead and expand this. We have x times this quantity. So we're going to use our product property to expand it into the log of x plus the log of 2y plus z. All right, so I want you to notice here that we have no property that takes an addition like this and separates it out. All right, so once we end up with a binomial or a trinomial that we're taking the log of, we can no longer separate it out. We're done expanding our logarithms. Now the product property also works backwards. We can take logarithms that are being added together, and we can simplify a complex logarithm statement like this into a single logarithm. And we can do that by working our product property backwards. If two logs are being added, we can combine them into one log using multiplication. So let's work left to right, and we're going to combine these first two logs into one log using multiplication. So we get 4x, and now we still have plus log of y. And now we have an addition again. We have two logs being added. They both have the same base. We're going to take these two logs and we're going to combine them using multiplication, and we get the log of 4xy. That is how you use your product property of logarithms, to either expand a log like this or to simplify a log into one single log.